We are pleased to have joining us today Jeff Tarte, the Mayor of Cornelius.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
So tell us, what's happening in Cornelius?
What's not happening, maybe the shorter answer. A lot of activity going on in terms of summertime. We obviously enjoy having the lake in our backyard. We recently opened a community sailing center, which is a program that allows basically all age, seniors, youth, folks that are very experienced, and kids and seniors that have never been in sailboats at all, program to get out on the lake and in boats for a very easy way to enjoy the lake during the summer.
Is this out at Blythe Landing?
It actually is. That's correct. That's right.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, I've heard, it seems like there's a lot coming into Cornelius.
Well, there's a lot of things going on. Obviously, the whole Antiquity and Augusta Lee projects are two of the big development activities going on in the community that will be happening. A lot of road work that is planned.
Go back to the Antiquity. Where are you with that project now?
Antiquity is actually selling homes and actually starting to do a lot of the build out. Okay. It's a high density neighborhood that's oriented around a rail and commercial activity. It's really developed somewhat like Burkdale in the sense that it is a walking, pedestrian friendly, bike friendly community right in the center city of old downtown Cornelius.
And that's going to connect, right?
Yeah, I think that's the one that you can go down South Street in Davidson, past Davidson Elementary, and go over the covered bridge, and then come back out.
Is that not the coolest thing? To be able to go over that old covered bridge, which is actually a new covered bridge.
Right.
And what it will do is there will be actually parkland that will follow from the bridge all the way back to the front entrance. There'll be an amphitheater eventually. So
and is there going to be greenway connectivity too? Because there's the greenway that cuts through right there behind Davidson Elementary as well.
There is. What we're looking to do is the whole Fisher Farm out of Davidson will connect into the McDowell Creek greenway, and all the way, actually, you'll be able to cross the interstate at some points because we're going to do a flyover, and there'll be bike paths that allow you to actually continue the greenway through what will become Robbins Park. So there's a real long-term master plan for complete connectivity. It actually ties into the Carolina Thread Trail, which is a 15-county greenway trail system throughout this part of the state. It's all going to be interconnected.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And keep the kids off the street, too. I love having the greenways. You don't have to worry about them.
Well, speaking of that, another thing that will kind of keep kids of interest that's coming soon is an indoor skate park. Art Sabatis, one of the local residents, is involved and been involved working with our community and the Parks Department to develop a new skate park over at Shops on the Green. That is going to be, again, a huge facility. They're going to be able to tape, and kind of like adults who like to go out and have golf instruction and see tape, you'll actually be able to tape your activities, get instruction, and learn and improve in a very completely safe environment.
Now, do you know how big that's going to be? Is that...
You know, I don't know the exact square footage, but I know it's big. I mean, because they're going to have half pipes and everything else indoors, so it'll be multi-story and a big deal. So we're pretty excited about it coming to town.
Now, there's also the animal shelter too. Was the other thing I wanted to touch on, because that sounds like a great addition.
Yeah, you actually need to go down there and see it. We're probably within 2 weeks of completion of this shelter. It'll be a full-service shelter. It has, you know, Cornelius, we've really kind of brag a little bit because our kill rate, in a sense, when you take in homeless animals and stuff and stray animals, a lot of them get euthanized. Very high percentages. We have less than a 2% euthanized rate for the animals. So we're really oriented toward adopting out the pets, and this facility is a beautiful building. It's all brick. We've got a lot of the veterinarians in the area helping. We're going to do full spay neutering, microchipping for those animals. Now here's the really most amazing part of that shelter. Our community, and that really is, and I say community, it's the Mooresville, Huntersville, Davidson, Cornelius region. We've had over $360,000 of private contributions and charitable donations. We've had 14-year-old girls hold birthday parties, take their birthday money, and donate it to the shelter. I mean, it's an amazing thing that's really brought the community together. So in about 2 weeks it'll finish, and we're going to let it operate for a few weeks, kind of get the kinks ironed out, make sure all the electricity works and the door locks function properly, and then we'll do a big grand opening in the community.
Now there's a current shelter, right, that it's replacing, is that?
Yeah, and that would be a very loose term to call it a shelter. It's a fenced-in area with a tarp. I mean, you know, politely, it's kind of embarrassing that a community like us that it existed that long. But it really, again, speaks to the residents and the nature and commitment of our community and the residents to step up and really build a really state-of-the-art facility for an animal shelter.
It sounds like a wonderful facility.
Yeah, it's a really neat thing.
You probably get asked this question all the time, but I'm sure everybody wants to know, when's the end of the road for the Catawba Road
Sure.
widening and all that construction that's going?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because we were talking about it at breakfast with some of the town manager and our public works department, and he said what we should actually say is the paving will be done and the project will never be done.
That's right.
And I say that a little tongue in cheek because this is what we refer to as phase one. It's taking widening West Catawba from the interstate at exit 28. Completes that widening, turns it into a 5-lane boulevard, meaning there's a center turn areas and a median, and that goes to just a little bit past Jeton Road and where the Cuesta Bank is located at that intersection in Magnolia Estates. And the next thing is we're securing monies, working with the members of Congress on the Federal Highway Administration and the state NCDOT, that funding stimulus, to take additional funds so we can continue the widening on down to Westmoreland. Eventually it needs to go all the way to Sanford. Now that still didn't answer your question, so I'm kind of classic politician, right? Dancing around it. The game plan is we hope it should be completed by Labor Day, which is about another 4 to 6 weeks. They're doing what they call a full pull. See, I'm becoming a road expert.
Yeah.
Do this. A full pull is where they take and run asphalt from one end all the way to the completion. They're just getting ready to start doing that now. A little bit of work around the Liverpool exit, which is right there at 28. Once that's completed, they can asphalt the whole stretch of road. So more 2 to 3 weeks, but I think if you figure weather and all this and that, if we say Labor Day, we're pretty safe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the Liverpool area cleaned up because I go in there a lot.
There you go. There you go.
Good.
Well, it's a little congested right now with all the construction activity getting it out. You know, when we started that, we thought we'd have a lot of issues because of varying utilities, now the roads, the impact because we have fewer cuts in the median and the impact on the businesses. But it's been really, really well managed by our project manager, Doug Barrick, who is actually the same individual running the animal shelter. And the guy is just top drawer. He's very good at what he does.
Well, when it's all done, people will appreciate having
it'll be a beautiful drive. It'll really change, literally, the landscape in Cornelius when you take that drive. And if we can just over time keep extending it until we get to eventually Sanford, that's the goal.
All right, well, we have some more questions for you, and we'll be right back.
Great.